Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and welcome to the live stream of Temple Emeth in Teaneck, New Jersey. You have joined us here in the Rabbi Louis J. Siegel Sanctuary for our family Shabbat service, which we do every month on the first Friday of the month. And so we will have some family-friendly tunes this evening. We will have a story and a birthday blessing, and we're very glad that you joined us. You can introduce yourself to your fellow virtual worshipers by putting your name and your location and Shabbat Shalom in the comment section of Facebook Live or YouTube. And I encourage you right now to make sure that you have access to our prayer book. At a family service, we use Mishkan Tefillah for youth. So if you have a copy of the book at home, now's the right time to make sure it is at your side for our service. And if you don't have a copy at home, you can access a flipbook version of our Siddur by going to our Temple Emeth live stream page, scrolling down to the link for the flipbook of Mishkan Tefillah. That will bring you to a new page where you have several choices, and you want to click on the choice that says Mishkan Tefillah for Youth. Well, I'm very glad that you've joined us, and to get in the Shabbat spirit, we're going to turn now to Cantor Tillum, who's going to lead us in our opening song. Please join with us and sing as together we sing Bim Bam Shabbat Shalom.
Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam.
Our service continues with the lighting of our Shabbat candles. The blessing is found in your Siddur on page 4. And so we continue now with the lighting of our candles, which is preceded by an opening reading.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tivanu lahadnik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Our service continues on page 22 with the Baruch Hu. The Baruch Hu is an indication that we are ready to pray. In fact, it begins with someone on the bima starting the prayer, and you have the chance to respond. The first part means, are you ready to pray? And the next part means, yes, we're ready to pray. Now, if you're watching in your TV room or in your home office or lying sideways in your bed, it might be hard to indicate that you are ready to pray, but thankfully, our movement for the Baruch Hu helps us get the blood flowing, helps us remind one another that we are ready to pray because we rise. So I ask you please to rise, whether you're here in the sanctuary or at home. Please rise for the Baruch Hu, page 22. We remain standing and turn to page 24 as we read together in Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma poteach sha'arim, uvitvuna mishanei itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umisader et hakochavim b'mishmorotehem, barakia kirtsono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom umevi layla, umavdil ben yom uvein layla Adonai tzvaot shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. We continue now on page 29 as we read together in English at the top of the page. God, you gave us the Torah to show that you love us. May it always be a friend at our side. The Torah is our teacher. It tells us what is right and what is wrong. It shows us how to live good lives. Be with us always when we study Torah. Be with us always as we try to live good lives. We praise you, eternal God, who gave the Jewish people the Torah. It is your special gift to us. It is the gift of your love. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. We turn now to pages 34 and 35, the yellow pages with the large blue shin, as we join together now in singing the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto le'olam va'ed. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto le'olam va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We continue now on page 38, where we find Mi Chamocha. Mi Chamocha is the song our ancestors sang as they crossed through the sea. Mi Chamocha is a musical connection back to the Exodus, a way to experience the freedom that our ancestors experienced, to thank God for their freedom and for ours. We continue now singing Mi Chamocha, page 38.
ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
We turn now in our Siddurim to page 43, where we have a translation of the Hashkivenu, the prayer that asks for God's special protection as night falls upon us. We read together at the top of page 43. You are with us at all times, God, when we sleep and when we wake. When it is dark, we turn to you for light. When we are afraid, we turn to you for courage. When we feel weak, we turn to you for strength. Be with us tonight and always. Help us to know you are there. Baruch atah Adonai haporeis sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. We continue now on page 98 of our Siddur. On page 98, we find the verse that introduces us to the main standing part of our service, the tefillah. So we all please rise for the tefillah.
Adonai sifatai tiftachu fi agiti latecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avoteinu ve'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor VaHanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim, Tovim V'Kanhei, Akol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo B'Yadvar, Melech Hozer U'Mashiach Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah.
We read together in English on page 103. O God, as we remember all you do, we make this promise to try to be like you. We will work to raise up those who fall, heal those who are sick, free those who are in need. As your partners, we will support the poor, feed the hungry, house the homeless, befriend the lonely, and give hope to all people. We will be caring Jews. As you have helped us live better lives, we shall help others. We praise you, O God, who gives meaning to our lives. Baruch atah Adonai, Michayeh Hakol. Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to everything. We turn the page and read together in English on 105. What is holiness? Reb Nachman taught that we reach out in three directions: up to God, out to other people, and into our own hearts. The secret is that all three directions are truly the same. When I reach out to another person, I find myself in God. When I find God, I find others and the true me. When I find myself, I reach God and other people. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. Blessed are you, Adonai, holy God. We turn now to page 114, where we find a prayer for peace. Grant true and lasting peace to your people Israel, for you are the ruler and source of all peace. May it please you to bless your people Israel with peace always, at every moment, and in every hour. Baruch atah Adonai, hamavarech et amo Yisrael ba'shalom. Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Please be seated, and we continue now with an opportunity to offer Tfilat Halev, the prayers of our hearts. Inspirational readings during Tfilat Halev are found on pages 116 and 117.
Shalom bimromav uyase shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imera amen. Shalom
At this time, our thoughts turn to those in need of healing as we prepare to offer a prayer for healing, which is found in Mishkan Tefillah for Youth on page 125. If you are thinking of someone in need of healing here in the sanctuary, you can share their name out loud or in your heart. If you're watching us on Facebook Live or YouTube, you can enter the name of the person you are thinking of in need of healing in the comments section. We turn now to page 125, and we join together in singing the Mishaberach. We continue now by offering a birthday blessing to all of those who have a birthday in the month of November. We do have a couple of kids in the sanctuary with their families tonight. November. Well, but we've closed the sanctuary since March. Did we miss your birthday since March? Did we miss your birthday since March? And okay, good enough. So let's see. Josh and Rebecca, you'll be socially distanced like right here, and Jennifer, you'll be socially distanced right there, because all the people watching on the internet want to know that real live Temple Emeth young people are receiving blessings here during our live stream services. So please rise as we offer a birthday blessing. Anyone who walks up on the bima gets a lollipop. And no lollipops for people who don't walk on the bima. I don't care when your birthday is. Okay, here we go. Well, for those of you who are celebrating birthdays in the month of November, or maybe October, and you missed our family service, we wish you, on behalf of your Temple family, a very happy birthday. It is our pleasure to welcome you into the presence of our Torahs and into our sacred space here in the sanctuary to offer a blessing. And that we hope that this blessing is one that gives you the chance to see that a new year in your life is a chance for limitless potential. That a new year in your life is a chance to appreciate all the blessings you have. The blessings of family, the blessings of friends, the blessings of health in a very precarious time in our world. So as we celebrate you and your birthday, we offer this blessing for our whole congregation.
Yivarech
May God bless you and keep you. May God's light shine down upon you, and may God be gracious to you. May God's Spirit lift you up, and may God give you shalom, the gift of peace, now and always. And let us say, Amen.
Amen.
And I'm going to invite the cantor to step over to her podium as she leads us in the traditional song at this time, first in Hebrew and then in English.
Yom Haledet Sameach, Yom Haledet Sameach, Yom Haledet Sameach, Yom Haledet Sameach. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear everyone, happy birthday to you. Oh, Tom.
That is Tom Estachio
Tom
tickling the
Estachio.
keys. You may be seated. Thank you, Tom, for that,
That was
grand
outstanding.
presentation
Wow.
of Happy Birthday. Well, it is at this time in our family service that I offer a story. One thing I have noticed on Facebook is that it has been quite the 7 or 8 months for pandemic puppies, which I think are defined as dogs that are brought into a home and adopted because there's nothing else to do with your time during a pandemic. I also, by the way, dedicate every story that has an animal in it to Pauline Hecht, who is here. I mean, Pauline is more a cat person than a dog person, we all know, but this one doesn't have a talking animal, Pauline, so it doesn't meet your highest animal story standards, but nonetheless, this evening's story is called The Shabbat Puppy. It is by Leslie Kimmelman, illustrated by Jamie Zollers. Okay, our opening page does not have any real words on it. It just has the dedication, and it has a dog bowl dedicated to Mazel and a bunch of dog prints and toys on the floor. Every Saturday morning, Noah and Grandpa take a Shabbat walk. It's the best time, Grandpa explains, to find Shabbat Shalom, some Sabbath peace. And there is Mazel dragging in mud from who knows where. And here is Noah. I guess you can tell he's Jewish because he's wearing a shirt that says Camp Shalom on it. And every Saturday morning, Noah asks if Mazel can come too. That wiggly, waggly, wet-nosed puppy, says Grandpa. He shakes his head. He's too noisy. How will I find Shabbat Shalom if he's along? Noah sighs. How will we know when we find it, he asks. You'll know, Grandpa answers. Shabbat Shalom makes you feel good from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. One early Saturday morning, Noah and Grandpa set out for the park. The sun is shining, the lake is sparkling, and Noah's shadow stretches out next to Grandpa's. Look, Noah says, as a butterfly flutters down and perches on top of his shoe. Is that Shabbat Shalom? Can you see that? There's a butterfly right on his shoe. Sure is, says Grandpa. And look at Mrs. Duck and her 4 ducklings out on the lake. That's Shabbat Shalom, too. Mazel likes ducks, says Noah. Mazel would scare them away, says Grandpa. He doesn't understand Shabbat Shalom. Please, 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 begs Noah on another Saturday. Can't Mazel come today? That bouncing, barking puppy, says Grandpa, raising his eyebrows. Still too noisy. Sorry, Mazel, says Noah, reaching down to pat him. Oh, look, Mazel already has the leash in his mouth. That's how desperate he wants to go for the walk. But Grandpa says no. Noah and Grandpa set out as usual. This time they walk through the woods behind Noah's house. The sun makes dancing dots of light on the trees, and colored leaves blow this way and that like flying feathers. Mazel likes to chase the falling leaves, says Noah. He's really funny. Answers his grandfather, but not very peaceful. Hang on. Did I do something wrong? Let's see. Are the pages out of order? I think the pages are out of order. There we go. When winter arrives, Noah says, I promise Mazel will behave. Can we take him along this time? That jumpy, jiggly dog? Asks Grandpa. He's still too noisy for Shabbat Shalom. Have you noticed the seasons progressing in this story? First it was summer, then it was fall with the leaves. Now it's winter on the ground. And Noah and Grandpa set out again. As they step off the front porch, it begins to snow. They make a 4-boot-print trail as they slip-slide along the sidewalks and blow puffs of cold air into the sky. With Mazel along, we could have an 8-footprint trail, Noah says. But Grandpa just harumphs. And I don't know if you can see this. Right there in the window they're passing by is a Chanukiah. So we know exactly what time of year it is in this picture. Look, Shabbat Shalom, exclaims Noah, holding out a mitten. 2 perfect snowflakes have landed near his thumb. Snowflakes are the best thing about snow. They're magic. I think the best thing about snow is the quiet, says Grandpa. Shh, listen. I don't hear anything, Noah replies. Exactly, Grandpa agrees, squeezing his hand. Shabbat Shalom, Noah. Now, how about some hot cocoa? Finally, spring arrives. You just have to let Mazel come today, Grandpa, Noah says. He's grown up a lot. He's quieter now. Grandpa looks at Mazel. You know, maybe you're right. He reaches for the dog's leash and winks. Okay, you lucky dog, you're coming with us. Hooray, shouts Noah. Come on, Mazel. Noah and Grandpa and Mazel set out. In the park, Mazel stops beside a tree to smell. Sniff, sniff, he wags his tail. Thwump, thwump. He begins to bark. Yip, yip, yip. Before Grandpa can scold, quiet down, Mazel, Noah spies a baby bird hopping on the grass nearby. I don't think it can fly yet, whispers Noah. Grandpa nudges the fledgling onto his newspaper, lifts it up, and gently tips it back into the nest. And so here is Mazel spotting the bird, and here is Grandpa. You can just see Grandpa's fingers right there, putting the baby bird back in the nest with the other bird and the eggs. Awesome! Shabbat Shalom, Noah says softly. Grandpa nods. Awesome. He leans down to give the dog a hug. Mazel's tail wags madly. See, Mazel is the perfect Shabbat pet, says Noah. Yep, agrees Grandpa. You were right, Noah. Even a wiggly, jiggly, barking, bouncing dog can find Shabbat Shalom. So now, every Saturday morning, it's Grandpa and Noah and Mazel who go for a walk. Always the three of them. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Mazel. And in honor of the Shabbat puppy, if you have a dog at home, you may type in the comments your dog's name. If it's a pandemic puppy, you can write my pandemic puppy and write their name. And if you can figure out how to post a picture of your puppy or a picture of you and your dog, okay, Pauline, or you and your cat. You can put a picture of you and your pet in the comments section of our live stream, and that way we'll be able to know that you can relate to this story of the Shabbat puppy and the way that pets bring joy to our lives, and even if they're well trained, can help us with the celebration of Shabbat. Our service continues now with the Aleinu. So I ask you to find your copy of Mishkan Tefillah again, and we continue with the Aleinu, which is found in your prayer book on page 130. Please rise for the Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula liyotzer bereshit, shelo asanu k'koyeh haratzat, velo samanu k'mishpchat ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu karhem, v'gar aleinu kichol amonam, va'anachanu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We remain standing as we turn to page 132 for a reading to introduce the mourner's Kaddish. As our service ends, we think about people whose lives have ended. Some of them we knew and they were very special to us. We loved them and we missed them very much. Others we did not know, but we honor them as well. This Shabbat, we remember those for whom we are in the Shloshim, 30-day period of mourning. Bob Friedman, cousin of Maddie Eichen and Barbara Balkin. Buzz Robbins, remembered by Ida Jean Fisher. Helen Ulster, aunt of Nikki Falk. Barbara Zuckerman, sister of Cindy Kitzinger. Helene Farber, cousin of Gary Friedland. And Beverly Friedland, cousin of Gary Friedland. We remember as well those whose yahrzeits occurred this week. Samuel Astor, Hannah Badian, Frida Barhash, Blanche Becker, Sharon Bernardic, Mary Canali, Henriette Cohn, Isabel Hamill, Blanche M. Hand, June Moss Handler, Sarah Heidekorn, Lillian Ivers, Joseph Kaplan, Richard Kitzinger, Ida S. Curer, Julius Levine, Jerome Liblet, Edward Lieberman, Lawrence Lipsitz, Cora Myers, Carol Montalbano, Evelyn Moss, Irene Packles, Beatrice Silberberg, Harry Steinberg, Rose Subin, Martin B. Woods, Clara Wunderlich, Seymour Yegelwell, Lori Zimmerman, and Roy Zimmerman. And we remember the names of 6 of the 6 million who perished in the Holocaust: Hanna Schwartz of the Soviet Union, age 45, Rachmiel Polus of Poland, age 40, Yitzhak Polus of Poland, age 39, Jakub Bornstein of Poland, age 21, Rachmiel Bornstein of Poland, age 31, and Yosef Brandon of the Soviet Union, age 40. We remember them all. We take them into our hearts with our own as we turn now to page 134, and we join together in the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach Rutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala v'yizman kariv imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mivorach leolam ulalmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal Shemei dekudsha b'richu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min Shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say, Amen. Please be seated. We turn now to our weekly Shabbat announcements, and Alan Winters is joining us from his home in Leonia, New Jersey. So let's see if we can push the right button to bring Alan onto our live stream. Alan, Shabbat Shalom. Tell us what's happening this week.
Shabbat Shalom. That's the right button. Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and welcome
Alan,
to Temple Emeth.
I have to turn up the TV volume on the TV so that the people in the sanctuary can hear you. That's very important. We all want to hear the announcements. Just a second.
Okay.
Okay, Alan, thanks for your patience. Let's try again.
Okay. Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and welcome to Temple Emeth's streaming Shabbat service. The November 22nd B'Yachad breakfast at 10:30 a.m. on Zoom will feature our very own Sam Bronner, who will discuss his new book, Loss and Legacy, about his father's quest to reclaim a birthright stolen by the Nazis. Congregant Ron Wertheimer will be the moderator. Thank you to the volunteers in the live stream control booth this Shabbat. Meredith Alvaro Gephardt and Allegra Alvaro are at the controls both tonight and tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock a.m. If you would like to be trained to run the control booth at an upcoming service, email Temple President Nikki Falk for more information. Please note that because of the pandemic, our building remains closed to the general public. We ask our members who wish to make contributions, make voluntary dues payments, or do any other business to use mail, email, or phone when possible. If a matter requires in-person attention, please contact our staff in advance before coming to the building. We appreciate your help in keeping our entire Temple Emeth community safe. Finally, remember to keep the weekly email you receive Thursday in your inbox all week long. It has the login codes for all the week's Zoom programming. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Alan, and stay safe. We conclude our service with the Kiddush, and so I invite you, if you have your Kiddush cup and grape juice at home, now's the time to bring it to the computer. And I invite those who are here in the sanctuary and watching us at home to please rise for the Kiddush.
As evening falls, we give thanks for the blessings of the past week, for life and strength, for work and rest, for home, love, and community. As we enjoy this bounty, may we be inspired to bring goodness into the lives of others. We raise the cup of wine in gratitude for the miracle of creation and for the gift of this day of rest.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kadsha be'avav ratzon, hinchilanu, zikaron le'ma'aseh v'reishit, ki liyom techilot le'mikrei kodesh, zecher l'tziat mitzrayim, kivan uvacharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kadshecha be'ahava uv'ratzon hinachaltanu, baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
As we prepare to conclude our service, you have just another minute or so to wish your fellow worshipers Shabbat Shalom in the comments section, or to put the name and photograph of your pandemic pet into the comments section so that you can feel like you're part of Noah and his family from the Shabbat puppy story. But we've come to the end of our service, and so at this time we turn to one another and we say, Shabbat Shalom.